Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and during this hour, we will be looking at some conspiracy theories. We will practice reading and going over some vocabulary, and then, of course, discussing these theories as much as possible. Hello, Mikkel. How are you?
Fine, fine. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Very good. And remind me, is it Michael or Mikkel? How do I
Mikel
pronounce
is
Mikkel?
Mikel is a
Mikkel.
name in Basque. Our language is Basque. Mikel.
Okay. And you're from Spain then?
Yeah, from the Basque country.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and here in Idaho, we have a lot of people from the Basque Country.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, but you're living in, is it Chicago or San Francisco? You're living in the States, right?
Me? No, I'm living in San Sebastian, just near the border
Oh,
between France and Spain.
okay. You are in Spain. It's already late. Okay. All right. Europe is already waking up. So for some reason I was thinking, oh, it's 3, 4 in the morning. You must be in the States. Okay.
No,
So,
no.
good morning, Mikkel.
Here
And good
is
morning.
here is 7 o'clock
It's
now.
7 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. I don't. For some reason, I was thinking it was earlier. So,
No.
good
Okay.
morning, Jorgen,
Good morning.
and good evening, Carlos.
Good evening, Holly.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So
How are you?
good. All right. Yeah. This time, I don't know why I was thinking it was about 7 or 8 in the evening, and I'm like, you can't be awake if you're in Spain. I'm sorry, I'm back to Mikhail. So anyway, so has everybody had a good week so far? Carlos, have you had a good week so far?
Yes, I think a lot of work, but I'm here.
Hmm. Yeah. Friday is starting somewhere in the world. Jorgen, have you had a good week so far?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been okay. The weather
Yeah.
is good now.
Okay. Well,
Sunshine
that's
and
good.
is approaching, so
Uh-huh. All right. And
the
were
nature
you
is
were
coming
you
alive.
were you more productive yesterday than than in previous days?
No, not yesterday, but I believe today I will be able to make some advancements.
Awesome. Awesome. And all right. And Mikhail, have you had a good week so far?
No, here the spring is just starting now, so
Uh-huh.
all the mountains and the scenery is very good. So yes, it's a good moment, and the weather is good too here.
Awesome. All right. All right. And good morning, Anton. Or is it afternoon?
It's afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon, Anton. So I think it's so funny. During this hour, you can get people. I can say good morning, good evening, good night to good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to, depending on the student. So it's fun. So, all right. And have you had a good week so far, Anton?
Yes, I had a good week.
Hmm?
Uh,
And do you have any plans for the weekend?
oh, yesterday I bought a new bike, and I'll be ride my new bike on this weekends.
Ah, well, that's nice. And the weather is good enough to do that.
Yeah, weather good enough.
Awesome. All right. And Carlos, what are you planning for the weekend? Even though it's only Thursday where you're at, but
It's too early to plan the weekend.
excuse me. Too early to plan the weekend. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I,
I planning because Monday my daughter go back to school after vacation, so
oh, okay. So yeah.
she was ready to go back to the action again.
Uh-huh. So she's been on Easter vacation this week or
Yeah, she
spring
had
break.
2 weeks.
Two
Yes,
weeks.
she had 2 weeks. Yes.
Wow, that's a nice length. And are you ready for her to return to school? So, Carlos, are you ready for her to return? Okay, it looks like an internet problem there. Okay, and Jorgen, do you have any
Yes,
plan?
she's
Yes.
decent at school.
Yeah. Okay. Jorgen, do you have any plans for the weekend?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. The only plan I could have was going to church on Sunday, but I don't know. It has to be it will be a long drive if I will go. Because church close by where I live, so drive for 45 minutes at least.
Wow, pretty far.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And Mikael, do you have any plans for this weekend?
Yes, we are in the same situation. Our children are ending the Easter vacation, and we love outdoors. So I think that we are going to the mountains this weekend.
Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, is there still a little snow in the mountains, or has it all gone?
No,
Okay.
no. Snow now is you can see snow, but going to the Pyrenees.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not so close. Not so close.
Okay. Yeah. In Idaho at this time, you'll find piles of snow and stuff like that. And there's always like Anton wrote, there's always snow on the mountains. So in Idaho it's the same way. You can always find the snow, but during the summertime it's harder to find. You can find it though. So all right. So first of all, let's talk about the topic. The warm-up question is, what does the title mean? So Anton, talk to us. What is conspiracy theories? What is that all about?
It's about conspiracy theories.
Okay. I'm going to change this question because it's a silly question. I'm going to change it. Okay. So the question I'm going to ask everybody is, do you believe in any conspiracy theories, or do you are there any theories out there that you think might just be true? What do you think?
I believe it's a kind of entertainment conspiracy theory. But I believe in extraterrestrials.
Okay. Yeah. So you do believe that there might be life on other planets?
Yeah, maybe some kind of worms or things like.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And Carlos, how about you? Do you believe in any conspiracy theories?
Yes, some of those theories look like they have certainty, and others don't. They just, you can see the lies in that theory. Some of the theories are I think they are true, but depending on the story.
So there are some that you can see it and you can go, okay, that actually might be true, and okay.
Yeah.
Jorgen, how about you? Do you believe in any conspiracy theories?
No, I'm very skeptical about them. Because you might see some things that could resemble some kind of conspiracy, but it can just be something that happens without people's knowledge. You know, some kind of social the way people act. It doesn't mean that they have deliberately sat down on a table and have discussed it and agreed that we will do this and that. It's just the way things develop. So I don't think that in these conspiracy theories, because I think that most that develop these theories are trying to make themselves interesting and
There are some conspiracy theories that I just can't believe. I'm like, you can tell me all these things about it, and I'm not going to.
No, there are different kind of levels, in
Yeah. Mikael, how about you? Do you believe in any conspiracy theories?
I think that sometimes could be true. Some of them, for instance, here in Spain, we have a lot of corruption, political corruption, and sometimes appears some news that are not true, and I think that this could be a kind of conspiracy, no?
Conspiracy. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I think you're right that there's some corruption that actually could be a type of conspiracy theory. Absolutely. Or the consequences of the corruption turn into a conspiracy. So yeah. All right. So before we actually read this article, what I'd like you to do is look at these words, and can you explain them to a partner? So let's start with Mikel. Can you explain harmless? Oh, actually, let's do it this way. Mikel, can you choose one of these words and then explain it to us? The one that you know the best.
I don't know what's the best, but maybe the first, the harmless.
Harmless, okay.
It could be something inoffensive, something or someone which doesn't do anything bad.
Yeah, causes there's no harm done, or there's no problems made because of it. Okay, right. Thank you. And Jorgen, can you choose? Excuse me. Can you choose a word that you can explain, please?
Yes, footage. That means that you have to take a camera and then you record what is going on, and like there has been an automobile accident or a train wreck or something, then you hear the reporters talk about we have some footage from the event that is something that is recorded on the spot around the time that it happened.
Yes.
I don't know why it's called footage, but I think it has something to do with foot, like being on the spot, when it happens. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that totally makes sense, or that they're walking around or something.
I also believe perhaps footage is unedited material. It's raw. They just play it raw, unedited.
Yeah, it's footage is definitely unedited. My understanding of it. Yeah. All right. Carlos, can you choose a word and explain it?
Yes, maybe fuel.
Fuel? Now this is a verb to fuel, remember?
Oh, it's not the word fuel?
No, it's not the noun.
Oh, sorry. Then maybe photoshopping.
Okay.
Yes, when they use this program, Photoshop, to work with a photography and make it better or add some features to that photo.
Okay, thank you. And Anton, can you choose a word?
Hoax. It's a kind of very mysterious trick or kind of mystification.
Yeah, so it's a fake, something that is fake. Okay, all right, thank you. And so we've done these first four words. Hello, Ken. How are you this morning or this afternoon? All right. Hello, Ake. AKA. Ake, are you there? Okay, maybe he's having problems signing in. So powerless. Mikel, could you give us the definition of powerless?
Powerless, I think that is something without somebody without capacity to do something, or unable to produce an effect, or.
Okay. Yeah, they basically have no power. They can't make any changes. Exactly. All right. Okay, and can anybody explain the verb to fuel?
It's to feed.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It is. It's basically when we eat, we are fueling our body, and so putting to fuel is basically um, putting fuel or gas into cars or into whatever it is. So, hello, Ake. Are you there? Can you speak? Not yet. All right. Okay. Apparently he's having problems with his internet. Okay. Excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and read this and use these words: harmless, hoax, footage, photoshopping, powerless, and to fuel into the reading. And Ken, can you speak yet? All right. So let's start with Carlos. Could you read the first paragraph?
Yes. When you look at the photos, you know they are fake, explained Tom Crossland. Why can't you see any stars? And in 1969, we definitely didn't have the technology to send people to the moon.
Okay, thank you. And Jorgen, can you read the next one?
Yes, Tom is a part where it was from Tom. Tom is a part of an online group which believes that the moon landing started with Apollo 11 in 1969. Then I have to find the word.
The words are up here on top.
Yes. Sorry. I start over. Tom is a part of an online group which believes that the moon landing started with Apollo 11 in 1969 are a hoax. Surveys have found that up to 20% of Americans believe that NASA faked the moon landings. Or footage, no, the footage.
Yeah, footage.
This figure is similar in the UK, which 1% of people surveyed also believed that Buzz Lightyear was the first man on the moon. Do you want me to continue? Or?
Hello, can you speak? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was asking you guys a question and nobody answered. So, and I because I didn't realize it. So, who is Buzz Lightyear, everyone? Anyone know?
The friend of Woody.
Yes, the friend of Woody in toys. But, you know, people think that Buzz Lightyear was the first man on the moon. So, that's funny. Thank you, Jorgen, and no pronunciation issues. Anton, can you read the next one?
The moon landing hoax is one of many well-known conspiracy stories. A number of events of recent times have been subject to conspiracy rumors, especially on the internet. There are scores of books and websites dedicated to Jack the Ripper, with possible connections to the British royal family. The deaths of Marilyn Monroe and President Kennedy, the Mafia, CIA, and more. and more recent events, such as the 9/11 destruction of the World Trade Center.
Right, thank you. And Mikhail, can you read the next one?
Since the 1990s, surveys have shown that the belief in conspiracy theories has grown. Television shows such as the X-Files in the USA demonstrate the growing lack of trust in the government.
Okay, thank you. And Ken, are you able to speak yet?
Yes, hello.
Okay. Ken, I mean, okay. We want to call him okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can speak.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, can you start with can you read that paragraph? Many non-believers.
Okay. Many non-believers can find it hard to understand why conspiracy theories are so common. Scientists have suggested that the main reason people want to believe is that give us a feeling of control. Terrible things happen in the world, and most people are unwilling to stop any of them. Blaming a person or a group of people is a natural human reaction. While theories about Jack the Ripper or JFK might be blank, there is a danger that government policies over global warming or international terrorism could be affected by conspiracy theories.
Okay, can anybody suggest what is number 3 here?
Powerless.
Powerless, yes. Okay, and then the last, number 4, anybody have an idea what that one would be?
Harmless.
Harmless, yes. Okay, harmless. All right, and anyone want to volunteer to read this last paragraph?
Yes.
Carlos? Okay.
Yes. In this case of the moon landings, we might expect that recent high-resolution photography of the landing sites would put an end to the rumors. However, it has only served to fuel the online discussion. With NASA
Yes.
accused of photoshopping the images. It seems that little can be done to stop the spread of conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Okay. So little can be done. Now, does anybody here remember the moon landing? As far as were you alive, and do you remember what you were doing?
I was alive, but I personally do not remember. But my mother told me that we were on a tent on a holiday, and it was the middle of the night, and everybody in the tent would see the moon landing on television. But for some reason, she said that my father didn't. I don't know what he did, but I don't know. But it was a big event in Denmark too, of course, and it happened in the middle of the night. But I was 4 years old, so I cannot remember personally.
Yeah. Okay. And I was. It was on July 23rd, 1969, and I was born on July 30, so I missed it by 7 days. But I guess my brothers were, playing on mom and dad's bed. They were ages. I had a brother 2.5, 4.5, and then a 7. And the 7-year-old and the 4.5-year-old were playing astronaut on the bed, and that's all I've heard about the moon landing. So besides what I've heard in history class and so forth. Anybody else? Does anybody hear stories when you were kids about the moon landing and all?
I remember.
Okay.
I remember. I remember. Yeah, watching TV online. I was very excited about it. Maybe before the 1 week before the moon landing, TV always broadcasting from NASA. So kind of almost dominate the moon landing, dominate the TV at that
Who did it?
time. Maybe running bands or something. Yeah.
Okay. And Mikael?
I was born at the same year, so we are in the same age, no? Or
yeah. What month were you born?
In June 26.
June. Okay, so you were about a month old when you're about a month and 3 days old or something like that. So. So did your mom tell you anything about, or parents tell you anything about the moon landing when you were little?
No, I don't. I can't remember anything. No, it wasn't something special in my life. No.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you guys think? Is there a possibility that the moon landing was a hoax? Any believers here?
I think there is a conspiracy because I have seen a couple of TV shows about this, and they give a lot of facts that improve the idea that could be a fake.
Yeah, this is about the only one that I have heard that that has made me question. Most conspiracy theories, I just go, that's bunk. But this one has made me question because the one about the wind blowing the
yes.
the flag.
I've seen that picture. You know, there's a flag, and then they say it is waving in the wind, and there's no wind on the moon. But no, I personally do not believe in this hoax because the argument against it is that the Russians would certainly be eager to reveal it, to what do you call it, to prove that it was a hoax, because given that the resources the Russians have, it would be very easy for them to find some kind of fault. And the other thing is that I think about 200,000 people were involved in the whole moon adventure on Earth. You know, it would simply be totally impossible that all these should be part of some kind of a big lie that is orchestrated and you know, recorded in a movie studio, and all these people with all this equipment and all this logistics should be able to pull off a hoax and make the whole world believe that he actually was on the moon. If you think about it, it's impossible, I would say, pull that kind of a stunt off. You know, we are talking about the moon landing, and you know, it was several years they used to build the whole thing up on Earth, and they returned to Earth with rocks and things from the moon. You can certainly prove if they are earthly rocks or if they are non-earthly rocks. So, well, there's a few pictures, and well, the ones who commented on these pictures simply have misunderstood it. It's not. Personally, I don't think it's a hoax. I think that people have misunderstood a few pictures and do not realize what they actually are proposing.
So, are these pictures from the moon? That's a thing.
I don't know.
This is about about 2 hours, maybe a 3-hour drive from where I live, and they apparently the astronauts, some astronauts have actually come over here and trained. But this is called Craters of the Moon here in Idaho, and it's supposed to be fairly similar to what the moon is like. It's in certain places.
But I believe that there's a distinct difference between moon dust and an earthly crust. I'm not an expert.
I agree with you too.
But it has something to do with radioactivity, I believe, in the soil of the moon and the Earth. There's a difference, so you can actually measure and prove if this is this moon dust or is this something from the Earth. You know, there's simply too many facts and things that are recorded and pinned down in regard to the moon landing that you have so many evidence and proof that they did land and did come back. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But people
Thank
can believe
you.
what they want, of course.
Of course. You know, my sister has asked me about some conspiracy theories, and she goes, "Holly, what do you think?" And I say, I'm a panner, and I had heard this from her in the beginning, and I believe this about most of the conspiracy theories. A panner is it will all pan out in the end, or it'll. Yeah, everything will all pan out in the end. So in the end of life or whatever, it will all work out. So it's kind of fun to talk about, but I don't like believe or disbelieve. I just like it'll all pan out. It's not gonna. It's all harmless,
Yes.
So yeah, Anton, how about?
Well, some conspiracy theories are very complicated, and some are
Absolutely.
not.
Some are.
In the beginning, I mentioned I didn't believe in any, but perhaps I do anyway, because I do believe that Marilyn Monroe was killed by the Kennedys. So if that is a conspiracy theory, then I believe in one. I believe she was murdered by the Kennedys.
Yeah.
But that's my own personal belief. Of course, I cannot prove it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And Anton, so you were a Russian. What do the Russians think? Or I mean, at least you as a Russian, what do you think? I mean, the idea is the idea of this conspiracy theory with the moon is we didn't really have the technology anyway to really do this, and we were trying to beat the Russians to the moon, right? We were having this moon race.
Yeah, that was the
space
Cold
race.
War.
The Cold War space race.
Yeah. But actually, there are some documents from our side and from US side that actually there was the journey to the moon, and it's just a fact. I believe just there are some people who make money by that conspiracy, the theory.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you think if it really was true that that your government would have blown it out of the water by now? To blow it out of the water. I'm going to say it. This is which means to reveal the truth, not
actually, if the theory was true, War II, I think they did all possible things to accuse American government.
And they have not, in this respect. Yeah.
They have not. They can't stand against facts.
Okay. All right. And okay, how about you? Do you think that the moon? What do you think on this? Is the moon landing true or not? What's your opinion?
I think it's true because it shows a lot of evidence to go. And I after saw the moon rocket approaching the moon maybe for almost 1 month. And some people say the shadow of the moon is strange, but it's also scientifically was explained. And actually, people tend to think about things very easily. Oh, this is wrong, so this should be wrong, or something like that. Sometimes it's harmless, but sometimes it's very harmful actually. Right after the earthquake or accident, counteracts kind of not that recent accident, that a lot of amount of information happened. And at the same time, maybe almost 100 years ago, big earthquake hit Japan. after that, because of the malformation, people are killed. So because of the conspiracy theories.
And they yeah. So they came up after this earthquake in Japan. They came up with all these conspiracy theories that
because, if you think rationally, how can human can earthquake? But actually, after the earthquake, maybe people are how can I say, became very anxious and very worried, and maybe people need the reason why this happened or something like that. People frustrated, and that causes that needs targets to, to maybe so. And personally, I'm careful about thinking about this kind of thing.
Yeah, like I am. I'm a planner. Yeah, it's like it'll pan out in the end. We don't need to worry about it. It's been there. It's happened. We can't change the past. So let's go on. So, Miguel, what do you think? Do you believe in the conspiracy theory about the moon landing, or do you have your doubts?
I don't know, because I think that is something very important. It's something that I think that is true, but at the same moment, I think that I don't have enough information to see that is true or false. No, I don't know. But but in other, I think that there are some other kinds of type of conspiracy. For instance, in Spain, you know that some years ago it was an Islamic terrorist attack in Madrid, and at the same time it was the political election in the state, and the political party in the power tried to. They made a conspiracy to show a false false theory that they say that it was a terrorist attack for Basque people, for ETA, and it was false, and this was a conspiracy that some days after everybody knows that it was false, no? So it could be I think that could be an example of a kind of conspiracy, a political conspiracy.
I mean, in the States, we are full of so many conspiracy theories. Whenever a famous person dies, is Princess Diana really alive? Is Elvis Presley still alive? How about Michael Jackson? Actually, I haven't heard anything about Michael Jackson, but but we have so many, and especially about politics. Is President Obama a Muslim, or I mean, that one? I mean, I got emails from my mom about I finally told her, Mom, stop sending me these forwards. No. Yeah. Carlos, you're right. It's very difficult to prove.
The greater the need to make conspiracy theories, because I think perhaps it's a natural way of trying to find some kind of a center and idea in what's going on. So you make your own theories because the world simply are too complicated, and so you make your own ideas, try to find out what's going on. I think it has to do with. It's a psychological reaction to a complicated world, I believe. And United States is a very large country, and a whole lot of things is going on very many different levels. So I think it's only natural that a country like United States perhaps abound in conspiracy theories.
Absolutely.
In contrast to example Denmark, which is much more easy to understand, and not so much. Things are more transparent, perhaps, in Denmark, and logical, perhaps.
Yeah, and like when it comes to, for example, the 9/11 theory that the U.S. government actually did the attack on attacked themselves. That's the one that I get really upset about, because we did have an attack on a state building in 1990. Was it 1995? And the person who did that bombing was held accountable, and that was an American. They didn't blame it on another country or people from another country because it wasn't true. Oklahoma City bombing, yeah.
That was a reprisal for the Waco massacre.
Yeah, exactly. And that was, but it was, they didn't blame it on some other blame it on some other country or anything. And where with 9/11 they did because that's what they believe is true. So, Anton, could you tell us what is the propaganda in Russia about 9/11?
Well, it's kind of about U.S. government that they actually train terrorists, and actually I'm not sure why U.S. government would train terrorists, but propaganda were very strong propaganda. It's I even saw it on Central Television. Saw that point, and with not point, but this context, and I suppose many people believe in that that it's real, that U.S. government can organize that terrorist in 9/11.
Yeah, well, I actually saw a documentary that somebody gave me when I was living in Finland. I was so mad at him after that. I didn't talk to him for weeks. But basically saying that the Bush administration and the Bush family was the one that actually put bombs in the building to cause it to fall.
Yeah, I saw something like that.
Did you see that one? Yeah. And I'm like, I can't believe that. I just can't believe that would happen. I believe that there are conspiracies, but not that big, and not no. It's just, you have to know.
Those who would initiate such kind of conspiracies are also aware that if they are caught, then, that it has severe penalty.
Exactly.
We know also the Watergate scandal. That is, perhaps a kind of conspiracy. But it was unraveled, and Nixon has had to resign, and his name lives in shame. He's not one of the great presidents because of that.
Yeah.
All that
but at the same time, the Watergate scandal was such a small thing, because all it was pretty much voting fraud. And since then, there's been so many other scandals that are so much worse. The Iran-Contra. Do you guys remember that one?
Yes.
And that to me, Reagan should have had to resign for that. Monica Lewinsky one was stupid. He should have just told the truth in the beginning and not caused so much money to be spent on something that's stupid. And then Benghazi is the thing on Mr. Obama's head. So I think all the presidents have these. The only one that doesn't really is Bush Sr. So, but everybody else has something as far as in my lifetime. So
I was thinking about historic. Is there any kind of was there any conspiracies in the old America, like before 1950 or 1940?
Yes, there was. Yeah,
because
no, they were.
Thinking about the 18th century. I don't think they had any conspiracy at that time.
I was I think it was in February. I was watching some documentaries on Netflix, and some of them were on. It was documentaries about the start of America and when America started, and our world hasn't changed any. You know, people with more power. There's a lot. There were conspiracy theories even back then. So, and
I think at the end of these are finally are theories and need to be proven. So it's why people get involved, because they can build their own stories. So
it's also an avenue for people to propose their own theories. It's like you know, it gives them an opportunity to when they try to argue for why they think it is a conspiracy, then they have a chance to put forth their arguments in their teaching. So it's like it's like an introduction to their own agenda or their own statements that they use in public.
That's true. Mikhail, what do you think about what we have been saying? Mikhail.
Sorry, I can't understand very well the topic that you are now speaking about.
Oh, okay. All right. We're basically saying that people are sometimes people have to come up with their own explanations for the theories. But anyway, it looks like I think we spent a lot of time discussing of these on our own. I thought maybe we would spend the last 15 minutes. We usually it's the other way around. Usually the last 15 minutes we discuss, but let's do a little bit of language work.
Okay.
Okay. So number one, let's start. Okay, can you do number one here?
20% of Americans think that is think that NASA didn't send people to the moon.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. And I think the funny one to me is the Buzz Lightyear thing.
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Yeah. So Anton, can you read number two?
Conspiracy theories aren't very common, only a recent phenomenon, and often discussed on the internet. Let's choose a third one.
Yes. And Carlos, number three.
In the 1990s, people trust the government more.
Actually, trusted the government less. And I don't think it's improved at all, though. So, Jorgen, number four.
Yes, believing conspiracy theories is always harmless.
No, might have bad consequences. And also, in this one, there's when you read it, Jorgen, you actually that's how I heard. What's what I heard. This one you say would be belief. So you actually belief. Yeah, believe. There's believe and then belief. So the F is kind of aspirated a little bit. Okay, and number five, Mikhail, can you read that one?
New photographs of the moon landing sites have increased the rumors.
Yes, increased the rumors, which is you'd think it would help it, but it has not. So, all right. Now let's rewrite the sentences using the word or phrase in parentheses, or say the sentence. And so number one, okay, can you say that sentence?
In a blaming tone?
No, not in a blaming tone. Using the word blame.
Ah, okay. Keiko blamed the accident was Jim's fault.
Okay, actually, you could say Keiko blamed Jim for the accident, or Keiko blamed the accident on Jim.
On Jim. Okay.
Yeah. On Jim. Okay, Anton, can you do the next one with powerless?
Tony was powerless to stop the Rhineland train.
Perfect. He was powerless to stop the runaway train. Excellent. All right, and Carlos, can you do the next one?
I'm sorry. A lot of people were injured when the stage collapsed. Scores. I don't understand these scores.
Okay, how about I'll go ahead and do this one, and then once I put the sentence down, you guys, everyone will understand this one. Scores of people were injured when the stage collapsed. So basically, lots of. Scores can be lots of. It also has several other meanings, like a score in basketball, or what was the score in the baseball, or the soccer game, or the football game. The score in music, but also it can be a lot of people as well. So Carlos, can you try number 4?
Henry stopped the problem by resigning. Henry put an end to the problem by resigning.
Okay, and Jorgen, could you do number 5?
Derek accused Sandy of having stolen the money.
Okay.
Was the text correct?
Yeah, that actually works. You can say Derek accused Sandy of having stolen the money. The other one that's easier is this one. You can say Derek accused Sandy of stealing the money. But what you said of having is totally correct, and
stealing the money is past tense.
Yeah, it's simple past. Still,
okay.
Yeah. And Mikhail, number 6.
There are a lot of websites that are just dedicated to Harry Potter books.
And you can also you don't even need to have that are just. You can say there are lots of websites dedicated to the Harry Potter books.
Okay.
Does anybody can hear Holly?
No.
No, I think she left. She might have some technical problems.
Maybe she dropped the connection.
Yes,
No.
I think so.
There are only 5 minutes left, so. I think I'm gonna let the connection too. Nice to see you guys. See you later.
Yes, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice time, guys.
See you.
Bye, everybody.
Kat, do you think that Holly will return?
Only 2 minutes left, so maybe.
Yeah.
The class will be over. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Japan.
From Japan.
Where are you from? What from?
From Spain, from the north of Spain.